The other thing is hypomagnesemia. So lame like there in ketosis. Here also you'll be getting confused whether it is a ketosis or a magnesium deficiency. Here the animal will be having tonic-clonic conversions, and the eye expressions will be wild and frequently moving of the ears will be there. Some animals may be having wild salivation may be there. In such cases, you have to differentiate, as I already told, any type of abdominal billowing is there or not to differentiate from rabies. So magnesium is the major intracellular divalent cation. It's an essential element for all the enzymatic activities in the body. And unlike calcium, the same like calcium, large stores of magnesium is found in the bone, same as like of calcium. But here there is no feedback regulatory for magnesium. So we are having a feedback mechanism for calcium, but for magnesium there is no feedback mechanism. Then how it is? The homeostasis is by the kidney only. So when the magnesium level is dropped below 1.8 milligram per deciliter, naturally the excretion of magnesium through the urine will be stopped. That is the indicator. Okay, so absence of magnesium in the urine is another one indirect indicator of hypomagnesemia. That also we can take it in. So kidney plays a role of homeostasis in maintaining the magnesium level. So here the etiology, less availability of magnesium in the feed naturally, and the loss of magnesium in the lactation, and the sodium is to potassium ratio in the rumen. That plays an important role. See, when they are feeding lush pastures which are rich in sodium and potassium, that will impair the absorption of magnesium. So when animal goes for having a rich sodium is to potassium ratio, the plant materials or fodder materials, that will lead to the impaired absorption of magnesium from the rumen. That will lead to hypomagnesemia. So that's the same thing. The part one also I have told, when you are treating for hypokalemia, so we used to drench potassium chloride syrup orally. So some of the owners, they will feed oral supplementation of potassium chloride in excess. So excess administration of potassium chloride, this potassium in the rumen, that will impair the absorption of magnesium. That also will lead to hypomagnesemic tetany. So young grasses fertilized with the nitrogenous fertilizers, all these things are the predisposing factors and for this hypomagnesemia. An increase in the rumen pH always impairs the absorption of magnesium, and also grasses which are low in sodium and high in potassium will lead to hypomagnesemia, that is low availability of magnesium. And young and rapidly growing pastures are more prone for hypomagnesemic tetany. And sometimes in inclement weather also are the predisposing factors for hypomagnesemic tetany. So in some cases, during the mid lactation or a period of peak lactation, subclinical hypocalcemia, subclinical hypomagnesemia will be there. You can come across. So it will mimic the condition of ketosis, and sometimes it may go as a downer curve also. So it will mimic a condition of a milk fever and a downer. In these times also you have to think about hypomagnesemia. The animal is the peak lactation. Subclinical form of hypomagnesemia will increase the susceptibility for milk fever, and predispose the episodes of milk fever and downer curves. So whenever you are getting a downer curve or a milk fever like condition during the period of peak lactation, you can supplement some magnesium also. So no problem. You can very well treat the condition effectively. And most of the time, the cattle in the first 2 months of the lactation, or any time according to the availability of the feed and all, it varies according to the individual animals. And the nervous form, the tonic-clonic convulsions and all, the tetany is due to the release of acetylcholine and in the neuromuscular system, and it's with tonic-clonic convulsions. The clinical signs, it varies according to the individual cases. Some animals will be having unusual alertness will be there. Here the temperature will rise, elevated of the temperature will be there, around 40, 41 will be there. Frequent twitching of the eyelids will be there. Frequently twitching of the eyelids will be there. Twitching of the muscles and the ears. Hyperesthesia. When you make the animal touch, it will suddenly get excited and it will get convulsions. Hyperesthesia will be there. When you stimulate the animal with the sound, immediately the animal will having a jerking movement. That is called hyperesthesia. When you make the animal, it will have staggering gait and falls down. And with all these things mimic ketosis, as already told. Okay, but the tetany of the limbs are sometimes in severe form. Tonic-clonic convulsions will be there. In some cases, you will be exhibiting opisthotonus. Opisthotonus means that the raised head will be there. In some cases, nystagmus with the twitching of the eyelids will be there. We have come across in many cases with only nystagmus and the twitching of the eyelids will be there. Frequent champing of the jaws, frothiness of the mouth, and the retraction of the eyelids, loud heart sounds. These are all some of the signs we can able to appreciate in case of hypomagnesemia tetani. The wild expression and exaggerated limb movement. Sometimes you may come across some cases when you make the animal walk, it will be having exaggerated limb movement. The animal will be walking like as a NCC walk, like a left and right walking, stiff, and exaggerated limb movements will be there. So while the facial expression will be there, some animals it may be having that spasmodic urination. It will have frequent urination and defecation. All other things will be normal. It will be exhibiting frequently urination and defecation may be there. Muscle tremors will be there. Frequently switching of the tail will be there. And retraction of the head and trismus sometimes. All these, you cannot appreciate all the signs in a single case. You can come across some clinical signs in some cases. Whenever you come across this type of clinical signs, you think about hypomagnesemia. And in the sudden movement of the noise or application of the needle also may precipitate violent convulsions. You rule out hypomagnesemia. So regarding the clinical pathology, the normal serum magnesium level is 1.7 to 3 milligram per deciliter. And in clinical cases, the magnesium level will be very much dropped. And in herd, serum magnesium and urine magnesium screening can evaluate the hypomagnesemia. The differential diagnosis includes acute lead poisoning because of nystagmus, diarrhea, and tonic-clonic convulsions. You have to think about acute lead poisoning. Rabies, I have shown some of the videos. Abdominal bellowing will be there. Frothy salivation will be there. You rule out accordingly. In nervous form of ketosis also, you differentiate. And if you are having a doubt regarding these things, you can go for the clinical evaluation of this glucometer and ketometer to differentiate ketosis or not. And regarding the treatment, you can use magnesium preparations. Either it may be a calcium with the magnesium preparations is the ideal one. That also you can use at 25% calcium borogluconate with the 5% magnesium hypophosphate that you can give IV. About 500 ml, you can give slow IV. And for sheep and goats, 50 ml you can give. Or you can use for 20% magnesium sulfate solution. So you can take magnesium sulfate solution and you have to prepare 20% solution. Okay. So 50% magnesium sulfate, you can give 200 ml subcutaneous. So 20% means you can give IV. So whenever you are giving this type of magnesium preparation, when you are preparing it, make ensure it should not be a saturated solution. When you are making a saturated solution of magnesium sulfate, what will happen? It will lead to death of the animal, euthanasia. Okay, that means the saturated solution will lead to respiratory. The saturated solution will lead to medullary or respiratory paralysis. That you have to take care. You should not. You have to make ensure it should not be a saturated solution. 20% magnesium sulfate solution or 50% can be used. If it is a 50%, you can give subcutaneous, or otherwise you can go for the commercial preparations which is available. And when you are giving this intravenous injection of magnesium solutions, it will return to the pre-injection level within 3 to 6 hours. That's why you are getting the cases again after 6 hours. Again, it is showing nervous form or again the same type of clinical signs, means you have to go for another dose of injections. So rapid rise in serum magnesium concentration, again it will come back to the normal level within 3 to 6 hours. So the IV magnesium salts always induce cardiac dysarrhythmia and medullary depression, causes respiratory failure. So you have to make ensure the preparations of magnesium given slowly, and the percentage of the solution is most important. 20% make ensure, 10% or 20% make ensure and give it slowly. Otherwise, you can use the commercial preparations. And if you are having any untoward reactions of calcium, I mean you are experiencing any excess usage of magnesium or any untoward reaction of magnesium, you stop the magnesium solution and you can give calcium solutions immediately to avoid untoward reactions. Followed by orally, it is a mandatory, you have to give it orally. So once the animal is treated with magnesium solutions and it is responding well, and the animal is should be followed by oral administration of magnesium oxide, 60 grams per day orally. Okay. So magnesium carbonate and magnesium sulfate can also be used. Magnesium oxide 60 grams can be given orally, or you can use magnesium sulfate Maxelf or magnesium carbonate daily as a oral thing for follow. You may be getting across hypomagnesic tetany in calves. So the same thing. So milk is a poor source of magnesium. So calves which are fed with milk alone are more prone for hypomagnesic tetany. So for example, calf which is about more than 40 kg or 50 kg body weight, which are fed with only milk diet alone, no roughages or no any other fodder or roughages are fed, it is being only as a milk as a sole diet, are more prone for hypomagnesic tetany because milk is a poor source of magnesium. Because for the 50 kg or 40 kg body weight of a calf, the whole milk won't provide a magnesium level. So it will have the symptoms of hypomagnesic tetany. Here, the animal, same like as we already discussed, the animal will be having constant movement of the ears, hyperesthesia will be there, shaking of the head, opisthotonus, raising of the head, and ataxia without circling, and sometimes animal will be running here and there, convulsions will be there, all the nervous signs will be there, and muscle tremors, kicking at the belly, frothing at the mouth, spasticity of the limbs are very much stiff, and the convulsions may sometimes exhibited, and the head retraction, champing of the jaws, all these type of nervous signs the animal will exhibit immediately, and it will get a confusion whether it is a case of rabies or hypomagnesic tetany. So mostly in the field conditions, you will be treating with the response to the treatment. When you give for the treating with the magnesium solution, if it is hypomagnesic tetany, the animal will respond immediately. If it is not responded to your magnesium solutions, then you have to keep the animal under isolation for rabies. So during the convulsion, the following signs are present: that the jaws are clenched and the respiratory movement cease, tonic-clonic convulsions are there, and involuntary passage of dung and urine will be there, and protrusion of eyeballs and the retraction of the eyeballs are noticed intermittently in calves. So differential diagnosis in calf also: polyencephalomalacia and acute lead poisoning and tetanus and meningitis. All these things you have to differentiate. Lead poisoning, animal will be having nystagmus and diarrhea will be there, convulsions will be there. It won't respond to your routine treatment of magnesium and all. And enterotoxemia also sometimes may occur in the differential diagnosis. You can include. And polyencephalomalacia, the animal will be normal. I mean, the vitals are normal. There won't be any tonic-clonic convulsions. There won't be any frothy salivation. The animal will be feeding habit will be normal. If you give some feed, the animal will be having chewing, everything will be normal. But the animal will be in the lateral recurrence and frequent pedaling will be there. That's all. Sometimes nystagmus will be there. That is polyencephalomalacia. Tetanus, we can very well easily appreciate. Locked jaw will be there. Stiffness of the limbs will be there. That you can appreciate very easily. Vitamin A deficiency, it won't occur after a few months or like that. It will be occur as a congenital, day-old cough. Day-old cough having convulsions, you think about vitamin A deficiency. Meningitis, the animal will be the coma stage, comatose stage, raised head, opisthotonus, temperature will be elevated or subnormal, and the heart rate will be elevated. That all indicative of meningitis, so that you can clearly differentiate all these clinical signs and you can accordingly treat it. So treatment: 10% magnesium sulfate solution, 100 ml, slow IV. Make ensure it should not become a saturated solution. So whenever you are preparing it, it should be a prompt. 10% means 10%, 20% means 20% solution. You make ensure. Otherwise, you can go for the commercial preparations. Magnesium sulfate can be given enema also. Magnesium sulfate, 15 gram of magnesium sulfate can be mixed with warm water, and you can give it as an enema also, so that it will get absorbed and easily, and the response to the treatment will be very effective. Once the animal showing convulsions, all these signs, and you are treating with the magnesium, and if it is not responding to magnesium, you think about rabies. So these are all the things regarding hypomagnesic tetany in calves.